When I say there's a lot to cover today, I truly mean it. Not just the One Punch Man collab and some of the skins and pricing, not just the mid-season patch, but the fact that there could even be the hidden leaf from Naruto coming as a map. Yeah, you didn't see that one coming. Let's get into it. So the first thing to discuss is the collab in the bundle. So if you get the One Punch Man Mega Bundle, it costs 4,400 Overwatch coins. If you were to buy all three of these new premium skins on their own separately, they'll be 1,900 a pop or 5,700 coins total. So if you're interested in all three of these, you might as well get the Mega Bundle since you get the emotes, you get the victory pose, the voice lines, etc. Now when it comes to the skins themselves, I do believe 2 out of 3 are amazing, while the Kiriko one isn't that bad, especially when I compared on the Google images to the anime. I do understand why some people are saying it's a recolor since there's a lot of the same assets of Kiriko just blacked out for the skin. So by far it's not perfect.
100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, then a 10-kilometer run.
Gotta say, I do love the cards, which is why I flashed them, and I have to give them credit where credit is due. When it comes to staying true and giving fan service to the fans of the anime, they're doing fantastic. The skins individually themselves, if we want to speed review them, Genji's sword looks amazing. I think Genji's my favorite skin personally, with Doomfist being second, but seriously, he just looks really good. Kiriko, I think, should have been an epic. I definitely take criticism properly. A lot of you guys didn't love how I liked it, because if you're staying true to the anime, it shouldn't have been a blacked out version of Kiriko, but completely new assets. And you know what? You're right. If they wanted to reuse assets, it should have been an epic. It should have been $10. But then there's the predatory pricing. And let me explain. There's a Genji bundle for 1,900. It gets you the banner. You might as well buy the bundle if you want to buy the skin. But then Kiriko is 2,100, while obviously looking worse. But it's just because there's a victory pose in there. And then there's Doomfist at 2,500. So if you want these separately, you can get them at 1,900 a pop within your collection. You got to go to your collection. You can buy them for 1,900. They don't make it available in the store because L Blizzard. But if I want to afford these skin, I got to do something crazy. Imagine if this video was sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. Nah. But I mean, I would be able to tell you about epic battles, 600 plus champions, and a ton more. Yeah, this video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends, a free-to-play mobile game that just kind of keeps pushing the boundary over and over. There's just so much to do, so much to explore, and a lot of fun to be had. And best of all, I gotta give him one huge thing. Raid stays on top of things. I mean, even Valentine's just passed, they're on top of it. Some of my 3 favorite St. Valentine's themed heroes would be, number 1 being Temptress. I mean, those dual blades just look insane. Number 2 being Venus. That outfit going hard, especially with the snow theme. Absolutely love it. And number 3, a Yumiko. I mean, mamma mia, their designs are on point. And love is still in the air when it comes to Raid. New players can enjoy a special Valentine's Day themed adventure. Download Raid using the link below. Head to raidlovequest.plarium.com and then enter your Raid ID. Play one of the Valentine's themed minigames for a chance to win some fantastic in-game and real-life prizes, including Valentine's Day themed Raid champions and even Amazon gift cards worth up to $1,000. If you're an old Raid player, you can still share the love too. Use the special promo code SaintValentine23 that everyone can use to get a small Valentine's gift just for you. But the giving don't stop there. If you haven't played yet, use the link down below or scan my QR code for some insane bonuses. We're talking about the epic champion killing the Shrike and other useful things such as energy refills, magic potions, XP, and brews. Simply use my link in the description and I'll see you on the battlefield. Okay, but outside buying skins, if you're back on the main menu, you get the One Punch Man option challenges, and let's review the challenges. So these took me by surprise, but essentially complete 4 games to get a charm, complete 8 games to get a name card, then you get a highlight intro, then a victory pose, then a weapon charm, and by the end, if you complete 24 games, you get a skin. And I was a little bit confused because every win counts as double. Now these are the prizes. This is the highlight intro. Then after that, we got the victory pose, which is on the bike, and finally it's to match the skin, which is the free soldier skin right here. And to be honest, this is one of the easiest events yet. By simply playing Overwatch, yeah, you heard me right, there is no unique game mode, which is a huge L, but if you just play the game, both quick play or ranked, if you win a game, I won 1 game, it fills up 2, meaning to complete everything, you only have to win 12 games or just play 24 games. Yeah, that is it. That is literally it. I'm pretty surprised, but Blizzard just allows you to play the game, which I've advocated for a lot, like quick play or unranked with friends, whatever, and by winning or just playing the game, you can get all the rewards. That is it. Now, I gotta admit, the fact that there's no unique game mode just doesn't sit right right with such a large collab, but there's always something to complain about, and I'm not going to dig too deep into it. But anyways, there's a bunch of skins coming into the store, so I'm going to speed run these next. First, we got Necromancer Ramacha for 1900. You know, it does look like a legendary with a ton of effects, so W. It also comes with a victory pose, which you're literally calling out from the dead. Then there's Tracer Polar for 1900. This is a legendary for $20. Looks like a massive L, and then Blizzard doubled down and made Sojourn Polar, which just doesn't look good. I don't understand. These should both be epics for like $5, not even $10, but they cost 20. And then in the same breath, Blizzard makes Turtle Ship, a crazy looking top-down full detailed diva skin for $20. Their pricing is all over the place. On a better note though, with some Overwatch devs, Overwatch wants to collab with map crossover. So imagine Naruto, they have the Hidden Leaf Village as a map in Overwatch. Yeah, that was in an interview and they would absolutely love to do it. That got me super hyped. But last but not least, let's talk about the mid-season update. So we do got some patch notes to go over. I did want to show you guys, I both, like right away, people are buying this. Like Blizzard's actually making money with this collab, no doubt. Like immediately found a One Punch Man as well as freaking a Kiriko skin in my first game, but hey yo, you know, at least this one's working out. People do seem to like it. But let's get in the patch notes, starting with the very first patch note. All right, so for the tanks, we have an Orisa change. Terra Surge can now be interrupted by hack. That is literally it. It is a minor specific nerf to Orisa in which now, while ulting, you can get hacked. Developer comments say Terra Surge is a channeled ultimate which cannot be interrupted by most abilities, as it gains the same effect as Fortify. While this makes sense for stuns, Sombra's hack interrupt shouldn't be negated and now correctly cancels Terra Surge. That is about it. Then we got a Ramacha change. Using Annihilation while in Nemesis form refreshes your bonus armor. Developer comments say players found that shifting out of Nemesis form before activating the Annihilation ultimate would fully reset Nemesis form's bonus armor. To smooth out gameplay, it now resets the armor health automatically as part of the ultimate activation. Okay, so basically just a balance, just not even a balance, just a quality of life change. But then we got a Roadhog change. Chain Hook. Chain Hook cooldown now starts when the ability ends instead of at the start. Chain Hook cooldown reduced from 8 to 6 seconds. So technically, because the cooldown starts after the chain ends, it is a little bit nerfed, but then they completely remove 2 seconds off the chain hook. 6 seconds is very short. But the developers say the chain hook cooldown beginning when the ability started instead of at the end caused some confusion when discussing the cooldown, since once you can see the timer, it appeared a second shorter, so 7 seconds, than the actual maximum cooldown. After fixing that, we're reducing the cooldown overall by an additional second to increase the frequency of Roadhog's team utility now that the hook is less deadly. So ideally, what happened is it didn't get reduced by 2 seconds, it got reduced by a net positive of 1 second. So, you know, still a buff overall though. Then we got Wrecking Ball. So the only actual change here that matters to us is the fact that Mind Field arming time increased from 1 to 1.25, which is a net small nerf to his ultimate. I guess it's actually kind of significant, not gonna lie. Then we got Zarya. The shared cooldown of Practical Barrier and Projected Barrier reduced from 11 to 10 seconds, so shaving off a whole second, and the developers say a previous change decreased both barrier duration and increased the cooldown at the same time, lowering Zarya's effectiveness more than anticipated. This is a partial reversion to help level it out, so they're meeting somewhere in the middle, and I can't complain too much, but we do continue from there. We got Ashe. Bob now prefers to shoot at enemy targets that Ashe damages with her rifle. This is actually very important, I believe is being brushed over quite a bit. The developers say we want to enable Ashe and Bob to easily assist one another. Bob now prioritizes the targets damaged by Ashe's rifle, which may allow for more flexible ultimate placements. Now, I do understand people say you're just going to send it into the backline and hope for the best, but you got to keep in mind, if I send it into the backline and then hit a Mercy once in the body out of the air, Bob is going to help me finish her off. Prioritizing targets based off rifle damage will allow you to actually make plays that I don't think were possible previously. Anyways, we move on with Pharah. Jump jet movement is now influenced by directional input. This is actually also quite huge, meaning if I were to jump dash and hold S, I would slowly jump backwards instead of always forcefully jumping forward. Dev comments say, in addition to rapidly launching her upwards, Jump Jet used to always move forward a small small amount, which made the ability feel less responsive while trying to move to the side or backwards. This change now enables a small amount of horizontal movement in any direction. Beautiful. That makes her feel better. Then we got a Hanzo buff. Lunge cooldown decreased from 5 to 4 seconds. Hanzo has a high burst damage potential with the Storm Bow and Storm Arrows, and strong utility with the Sonic Arrow, but still underperforms compared to the other heroes in the same role. This change increases his survivability without directly improving his strengths. So yeah, he can bounce around a little bit more, and I can't complain. As we carry forward from there, we got Sojourn. Torso hit volume width increased by 20%, giving her a nice little bulk. Developer comment, due to the angle of Sojourn's torso in her default animation stance, her torso hit volume was more difficult to hit compared to similarly sized heroes, so they just increased her hitbox. Alright, next we got Mei. Blizzard ultimate cast time reduced from 0.5 seconds to 0.4 seconds, allowing her ult to come out a little bit faster. Mei's Blizzard ultimate cast time sometimes led to a situation where the animation appeared to have been completed, but there was still additional time that it could get interrupted. This change helps mitigate that feeling without significantly reducing the counterplay, so it is a little bit of a quality of life. But the last one is massive. Baptiste. Immortality Field's minimum health threshold increased from 10 to 25%. That is a massive buff. Developer comment says Baptiste is capable of potent damage and healing output, but often slightly underperforms across many skill levels. This change to the Immortality Field's minimum health and threshold will strengthen his utility and enable him to more reliably assist his allies after his effect ends. An absolute massive buff. But the final thing I want to touch on real quick that the developers did fix is that when you are with a group, it caused a bug in which it took longer to find a game, and they were improving matchmaking all around. Now, matchmaking is still really, really bad, but when I was trying to play with my friends, we played for 45 minutes and couldn't find a match in quick play. It was a real bug. It was detrimental, but it has been fixed. But that's all I got for you today. Okay, bye.